What is going on with the ZL1, specifically 1LE and orders for ZL1s across the country? Let's get into it. Today's Lethal Garage video is sponsored by none other than Lethal Garage. Check out our custom flex fuel kits using OEM parts direct from GM. Check it out at lethalgarage.com. What is going on, guys? Matt over here with Lethal Garage, and today I want to bring you maybe not so much news, but more information around the ZL1. Now, many of you guys know I have been on the trail, if you're following me on Instagram or even on YouTube comments and whatnot. I've been reaching out and talking with people at dealerships, people who work at the GM factories, etc., to find out what the heck is going on with ZL1s. Now, there's not that many ZL1s sitting on lots across the country, and the ones that could be ordered up until 3 weeks ago seem to be mostly convertibles. Now, are ZL1s completely vanished and not being built? No, GM actually does have ZL1s still coming down the line here and there, and that is from the mouth of people working at the factory. Yes, we're still seeing ZL1s come down the pipeline. What we're not seeing is ZL1 1LEs. Now, I talked with my local dealer to see if there's any sort of constraints or details around the ZL1 1LE and what would cause the holdup or potential issue with all of the ZL1s in general. And in his response was there was no constraints that they can see per se, and nothing that highlighted that GM was no longer making ZL1 1LEs. Now, I've talked to many people across the country that have said otherwise, that have stated GM's no longer making ZL1 1LEs, and the ones that you can get are the ones that are still sitting on dealer lots. And last time I checked, there was about 30 across the entire country. That's not a lot. And most of them were manuals. So if you want a manual ZL1 1LE and you want to get it before they're never made again, potentially, go get one now. If you want a new one, there's plenty of used ones across the country. So there's still that. But outside of that, in regards to ZL1s, we know from an ordering standpoint, so if you go to your dealership and want to order an LT4 block, you literally can't. There's a national back order on them. At least last time I checked. That could have changed, I don't know. But could that be the reason why ZL1 allocations are hard to get from dealerships? Could be. I've called over 100 dealerships across the country to find out, do they have allocation or do they expect allocation to get from a ZL1? And most of them responded, no, we don't have allocation. And two, they haven't had allocation for months. And the ones that I could find that did have allocation recently, now every single dealership I called had no allocation right this moment. The dealerships that I called that had allocation recently, every single one was for a convertible only. They were unable to order a coupe, and they could not order a 1LE packaged vehicle. So if you're out there in the market looking for a ZL1 or you want to buy a new one, you may hit a roadblock. Now, is this a permanent forever thing? I don't know. Is GM not making ZL1s forever? As I've already stated, no, that's not true. There are ZL1s still coming down the line, but it doesn't seem like there's any new allocations coming forth right this moment. Now, as far as when they'll be available and when GM is going to start producing more in quantity, that remains to be seen. And if you're at GM or work for the company or at the plant and can provide any other details other than what I've shared, would love to hear it. You can email me at matt@lethalgarage.com, or you can message me on Instagram, lethal_Camaro. Just trying to get people information. I know there's a lot of people out there that want to order these cars or have orders at dealerships that just don't have the allocation for them, and they've been jumping around. I've heard hundreds of stories of people. I've had an order in for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 8 months. Finally, a dealer somewhere else or a dealer in another state got my exact build that I wanted. I ended up canceling my order or left their order, but purchased that car out of state and drove it back, and they're super happy with their car. So people are getting cars, but dealers are not getting allocations to fulfill orders. I know GM can see that there's demand for these cars. Makes me wonder why. Why are they holding back? What are the issues? Is it production issues? Is it an issue with getting the blocks and whatnot to be able to build the cars properly to have everything they need to assemble at the plant? I don't know. But I'd love some sort of information if you guys are willing to share. Again, all the details that I'm hearing and have been able to dig up and bring forth, I'm definitely sharing with you guys here. So yeah, that's where we're at. So that's today's ZL1 Camaro news. I know a lot of people have been asking me what's going on with 2024. Honestly, I have no idea, none whatsoever. GM hasn't made any new announcements of what's forthcoming. They haven't made any announcements if there's going to be a 2024 model year. They also haven't made an announcement that there isn't going to be a 2024 model year. So we're in this weird limbo stage. We're in January. It's still pretty early in the year. Announcements usually come around just before summer, April, May timeframe. Typically, is it going to follow any sort of format of that? Probably not, but hopefully GM will give us some inkling of what's going on. Is there going to be a Heritage Edition that we announced, over a year ago now? And are they going to do anything for the Camaro if it is on its final leg and on its way out? Would love to know. Potentially with the new news that there's a new 6th generation V8 small block coming, that could be great news for the platform in general, where they could still release a gas-powered version along a potential electric or hybrid kind of setup like they're doing with Corvette. Will they do that? I don't know. GM seems to hate Camaro right now. They don't want to market it. They don't want to do anything for it. They seem very focused on their trucks, SUVs, and Corvettes. And even then, all of their advertisements are advertising vehicles you literally can't get. I saw my dealership was laughing because they have all the 5.3 trucks, but they can't get the 6.2 liters. They can't get the Trail Bosses or the LT4, or is not LT4s, the AT4s at the GMC side. Like, there's lots of trucks sitting on the lot, the 5.3s, and there's lots of rebates, and they're promoting towing packages and stuff, but GM can't even deliver the tow packages they're advertising. It's not, you can't order the truck with it. So it's like, what are you people doing over there? Your marketing team, they need to sync with the manufacturing team. It's a nightmare. That's all I got. Thanks for checking out the video, guys. Until next time, I'll see you on the road.